I don't look, because this is annoying me so much. Let's get to someone who I seem to agree with a lot about politics, and everything is sort of aligning perfectly. Rosario Dawson was campaigning for Bernie Sanders in the Bronx. It was an amazing, massive rally. And as you recall last week, one of Hillary Clinton's campaign surrogates said, "Oh, they'll debate Bernie Sanders if he gets his tone right." Now, I ask you two things. First of all, to contemplate if anybody from the Sanders campaign had said that about Hillary Clinton. People would have been rightly shocked and outraged. Secondly, I wonder if there's some Jew-splaining going on, because we all know that Jews are not great with their tones. So Rosario Dawson responded to some of the new ridiculous allegations about Bernie Sanders being opposed to women's rights. And she also had this to say in the Bronx. Let's take a listen.
There's this rumor that is being perpetuated that Trump talking about abortion and punishing women and doctors then for it, that somehow Bernie Sanders was saying that that wasn't an important issue. Regardless of the fact that he's always stood up for women's rights, equal pay, equality, and is pro-choice, which the other Democratic candidate very well knows, there is this rumor that is pitching out there that because he's saying that we're giving Trump too much time on the airways and we need to stop feeding into that hate and talking about the issues, that somehow that meant that he doesn't care about women's issues. Shame on you, Hillary. Oh, sorry, hold on. Let me watch my tone. Because we very, very much want a debate.
That's great. Rosario Dawson nailed it. And I think, again, you can see the disingenuous arguments. That's what's so infuriating to people.
I think it's something to do with media too, because I feel like these sorts of arguments are probably the norm for just campaigns in general. But in a media environment where everyone can talk about it and like point out to like, hey, this was said, like you hear about it. Any appearance you make on any Sunday show and you make any kind of slip up like that, it's going to be clipped by people like us, and you know it gets around there faster.
Which also shows again a misunderstanding of the current media environment. Like this is what happened against Obama, and it was more, I would say, in some ways even Bill than her, and Bill's been much more disciplined this time. But like he would make these comments that seemed like maybe there was a time where it's like, you know, the local paper is going to catch this and this is going to send a signal that's good. But it's like, no, dude, because that's going to be on YouTube in a minute and people are going to be like, why are you making a weird comparison to Jesse Jackson?
I was listening to, I was reading H.R. Haldeman's memoir, Ends of Power, on his time as chief of staff at in Nixon's White House. And he actually used to send people to different speeches to like compare how they would differ when you're talking to Dixiecrats or people in cities.
Right. And that's something, again, that's just in this evolving media landscape. You can't calibrate in the same way.
Hi, I'm Sam Seder, and this is an Ann Coulter doll.
You should not be immigrating here. Yeah. Stay in your country and hate us.
For smart progressive talk and a little bit of this and even a little bit of that.
Mission accomplished.
Subscribe to our podcast, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and like us on Facebook to get some of our best video clips.